What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of EdgeWorks Knife Studio. Today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to be completely transparent and tell you it's a little bit of a lazy thing, although with as much as I have, it's not that lazy. But it's a question that I've been asked, or a video I've been asked to make by several people over the last several months, and that's going to be my stone collection. I'm not going to sharpen anything right now. I am going to show you all of my stones. I know there's a lot of you that have been asking to see just basically all of them laid out. So I'm going to do that today. And the reason why is A, because I've been asked to do it and I want to do it. Yeah, I like it. Also kind of, Rick Whitson made a video the other day. It talked about how he found some stones that he'd forgotten about. They just were sitting down, etc. But it's because he hadn't seen them in a while. Well, this kind of will also bring some of those back to the surface for me. I could tell you every stone that I have practically, but remembering to use them for something, or oh, I wanted to do this with it, this will help bring that to the forefront. Before I do that, though, one of the things I'm going to tell you about them is we're just going to lightly talk about them. And the way I'm going to do it is I have these storage containers that are either on a shelf back here or behind me on the ground while I'm reorganizing things, or on a shelf over here, etc. So I'm going to take them just by those sections. There's no rhyme or reason. So this isn't going to be like all my Suhiros, all my whatever. It's going to be whatever's in the specific storage container where they're held. So don't expect them to be laid out by grit and whatever else, except for how they were in that container. Before I get started, though, the very next video, which is just going to be in a couple of days, is going to be on the AVER 1x30 system. Just wanted to show you guys what that looks like really quick so you get an idea what I was talking about. I've had some preliminary time with it. It does an amazing job. Everything that I thought that it would do, it definitely does it. But I'm going to go over it in some detail. Also, I've got some new editing software that I'm playing with, not for this video, but I've been playing with it and with my Blackmagic cameras to get some better color correction and to just look a little bit more pro. I'm not trying to be professional, you know what I'm saying? Like some super like produced videos, but I do want to look better for you than just my GoPros. Still going to use the GoPros, of course, but I just want some different angles as well, and to be able to use a good looking camera to do so. Anyway, I'm going to show you this 1x30 real quick. There is a speed control box that goes with this thing. For those that don't know, this device, I'll show you this first. You can see some of the stones I'm getting ready to show you down here, but the grinder plugs in to this device now. It's an on-off switch. You got to start, stop, and this adjusts your speed for how fast the belt turns. So you can do low speed things, high speed grinding, whatever. It's very important when doing metal work to be able to choose those speeds. And if you guys have seen knife making videos, you've seen something that looks just like this. You know, you got your platen up front here, you got your motor and these arms and these adjustable spots here and the rollers, etc. This is literally just a miniaturized 2x72. This is a 1x30 belt. You know, it travels in this direction. You got this, like I said, this flat platen here, whatever. And that's how you can grind. You push things against this hard, flat surface, and it grinds it down. You can also do slack grinding up here, but also in place, this entire, what they call the D mount, essentially, I can put this in its place, this little contact wheel. So this would go here, and instead of it going around this belt will go around this wheel, and you can do hollow grinds and just different things. But what I'm going to do is show you how to sharpen with it, show you how well it grinds and whatnot. But that is not today's video. I just wanted to show you what it will be about, just in case any of you have any, you know, excitement about that as I do. So in my first smaller storage container, I'm going to show you these stones. We have my Suhiro Syrax. I've got a Suhiro Debato LD. Both these are 1000 grit. This is the Suhiro Oika Oika. I'm going to butcher these as I often do. This is the 3000 grit. Love these stones. I need to use them more. I just don't sometimes because I get stuck in a pattern or I'm doing demonstrations. One of my all-time favorite 1000 grit stones, the Arashiyama. You know, good stone. If you've never used one, I recommend it. It's resinoid. Ding, ding, ding. Think about some videos ago where I said something about resinoid, right? So, resinoid stone, amazing. It has great cutting ability. It's just one of my favorites. You guys know how I feel about these guys. This is the King Deluxe. This is, of course, 1000. And in the bottom row down there, I've got this guy. This is the Spyderco medium ceramic stone. So they got the coarse, medium, and fine. I'm going to tell you, these things are hard. Super hard. I got this one secondhand. It was a little dished. Not much. It took me, well, I bet every bit of 45 minutes to flatten this stone out, and it wasn't dished very much. Anyway, it's a good stone. Specific purposes for, lower carbide steels. Things like Shirigami and stuff like that will work great on it. I wouldn't use it for ZDP 199, for example. I've done a video in the beginning of my YouTube sharpening sessions using this Pro Yan glass stone. And I'm not going to take them all out, by the way, but this is it's the glass version. It's they call it a 7.1 micron. There's a difference in this versus the 2000 grit Sharpening glass, right? This is the micron rating. This thing actually puts on a crazy polish. I like this stone. It was cheap. It's 35 bucks, which now at that price you can get better, like, rock stars. I'm sorry, it was $25, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, about 25 bucks, not 35. But $10 more you can get a rock star. But it was a test. I wanted to experiment with it. Now, it does have softness and some different issues. You can see maybe some pitting right there. Anyway, you can take it out with a diamond plate, no big deal. So for the price and the experiment, I don't mind it. I use it for certain things just because I like to use it. It feels really good. It's cheap, and it's the Pro Yan glass stone. You can get good ones, you can get bad ones. So this is one of those Tidea stones. If you ever wanted one, get at your own risk. But I've had good success with the one that I got. We all know this. This is the 12K Sharpening Kuramaku. The funny thing about this is a spare. Whenever I bought these, the price was insane for them at like $65 or $70. So that's been a while, obviously. And when I bought it, the first one, I was like, I never want that stone to wear down or be without it or break it or whatever. I'm buying a spare. So this is a spare. That's the way I do a lot of things. I'll buy spares of stuff I don't need because I don't ever want to be without it. So that's just my brain. My wife says I hoard too much stuff, but that's one of the main reasons why. This is a spare Sharpening glass 220. Again, same concept, but these wear down quick. So having a spare Sharpening glass 220 is not a bad thing. This is not a spare 1000 grit Arashiyama. This is the 6K. Amazing stone. Some of you have experienced them, some haven't. But this is one of the best 6000 grit stones I've ever used. You guys have seen this one before? Well, some of you. This is the 120 grit Nanawa. This one I bought on eBay from a guy whose uncle passed away, and he found it in his gear. It was wrapped up in the cellophane still, never used, and I put it to work. Great stone. It grinds fast, dishes fast. So it'll probably be relegated to light chip repair, I would say. You guys have seen this one, some of you. The Global brand 1000 grit stone. This is a Kuramaku 1000 stone on Global's branded stuff. It's also on this like ceramic backing. You don't get a full thickness stone, but it is a 1000 grit Kuramaku. I have confirmed that, so I'm going to pause here and we're going to come back with another set of stones. I'll be right back. All right, in keeping with the theme of the storage unit behind me, there's another one behind the one I just put all the stuff back in. And in the bottom shelf is, as you guys know, my King Neo, the 800 stainless, they call it the stainless stone. It's the green silicon carbide, amazing stone. This, it looks familiar. You've seen this box, but there's a story for the reason why I have two of these. So this is another 6000. This is a different one. This is the one on the base. You guys have seen me use this one before. The reason why I have two is partially because I wanted to go ahead, obviously on this one, I was already using it. It's going to get away from this, wipe away this surface writing. This is stupid, I know, but I also wanted a spare. But when I ordered it, I ordered this on Amazon, and it said, does not include Nagara or base. It was supposed to be the one that I showed you a second ago that was just a 6000 grit and no wooden base, nothing. Instead, I got this one for $32. And it came with the Nagara, which is up here, and this wooden base. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see if I can get another one. And it was the exact same seller, paid the exact same price, and see if I get two of them that's on a stand. Unfortunately, no. It was the one without a stand, but I've got a spare. So it's another 6K Arashiyama. Great stones. So much so I have two, right? Another favorite, the King Hyper 1000. Great stone. It is the hard version. There's a soft and a hard King Hyper 1000. The soft is kind of like any other softer stone, soaking stone. You're going to get a little bit more abrasive ability, but this one doesn't cut slow by any means. These were some great finds from Amazon Japan. These are the Sharpening M15 series. It is the Kuramaku on a wooden base. So this is the 2000 grit. Here, I paid, I believe it was $22-ish for this one. And this one is, of course, the purple. So this is the 5000. I believe I paid 20 for this one, 15 or 20. And I was not going to pass up another 5000 Sharpening Kuramaku for, like I said, 15 or 20 bucks. And that's shipped from Japan at the time. Rockstar 320, one of my favorites. The good old trusty green brick of joy, one of my favorites. The Nanawa Aotoishi. And a Sun Tiger 220 grit green silicon carbide GC. Hey, looky there. Still a little high here. It's letting me know that in that corner I need to level this stone out some. It also dishes really quick, soaking stone. Top row, so this is in the top. In the middle drawer is strops. So above it, the top, there is this. These are the Goken series Nanawa. They are the Kogyo Goken. I don't think they're called Arata, but I know it's Goken, Kogyo Goken. So these, I love these, and I have three of them. Oh, they're down here. Yeah, right here. So these are curved, you see? Those are, and they're flat down there. These are perfect for recurve blades, so it makes it real easy to sharpen them. They come in, that's the 1000, and the one I just showed you is a 1000. This is like a 220, I believe. Yeah, I think 220. And then the other one's a 3000. So excellent for recurve blades. Make it easy to get in there without trying to use just a corner of your stone. This is a spare 1000 because I was using the crap out of the 1000 for a while for just various pocket knives, and I wanted to have a spare. I wasn't using the others as much. This is a conical. This is a Belgian natural stone. This is a La Petite Blanche. So we have the Belgian yellow conical here and the Belgian blue on the bottom. They're glued together. The Belgian blue I have also one by itself. Great stones. Good for razor honing. They do great on knives too. Excellent, excellent finishes. It's hard to beat a conical. So here's some of my, they're all my prized collection. I don't want to make this sound like these aren't, but these are stones that were one of my first, I don't want to say unicorns, but like gotta have, you know. So anytime I saw them available, I would buy them, and it was a long time between each one. I think I got two of them at the same time, the 4000 and the 500. But these are my Morahe stones. This is the 500 grit Morahe. You guys saw me just recently do a Kasumi finish with this one. Amazing stones. I love my Morahe. This is the Morahe 1000. Every one of these has natural stone mixed with synthetic stone in them. This is the Morahe 4000. A little lighter still yet. Beautiful finish with this stone. This is the Morahe 6000. Oop. Never used it yet. I plan on checking how it does Kasumi. And this is the most recent edition. I've had it for a little while now, several months. But yeah, I got it this year. This is, as you can see, it's a little more special. This is the Morahe 9000 Kurasu, or Kurasu, or however you say it. It's like, I think it stands for raven or something. It's because of the pattern and how the spots and stuff are. I've just slightly tested this. I need to use it a little bit more to really get a feel of it. But these are my precious, you know what I mean? So anyway, I might like Morahe just a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put these up, guys, and I'll be right back with the next batch. All right, guys, this is the last container that is on the ground. The one I just showed you was up on like a tabletop, but the others were on the ground, or the other one was on the ground. So I have more than just these Chiefer cuts, but these are my Chiefer cuts. 400 there. This is a brand new 400 1000, not opened yet. You guys have seen those. I've been using those recently. Now, this is probably the most expensive pile ever. So I'm going to start right here. This is my NSK Oboro knife, 200 grit. The NSK Kogyo. Make sure I'm recording. Love it. I love that stone. This is the NSK Kogyo Oboro knife, 800. Also a great stone once you learn how to use them. And FSK 400 grit. Oh yeah, we know this stone as well. It's a beast. One of the best stones, I believe, of this year for sure. Probably period. It's just hard to beat the FSK. Okay, these are Nanawa resin bonded diamond. These are what they call the 135s. As you can see, they're a little smaller. I like these for pocket knives. I use them for kitchen knives too. But these, I just like this size for some reason. Don't ask me why, I just do. This is a 400 grit and a 6,000 grit, so 400, 6,000. This is an NSK flattening stone, a 200 grit diaderesa. This is one of the best flattening stones I've ever used. Works extremely well. And as you can see also, just like its counterparts, is centered. And, as written, the King Diamond Toishi, as they call it, but it's the King 1000 grit resin bonded diamond stone. An excellent, excellent stone as well. On the back row, this is what I always refer to when I say chef knives to go 140 grit diamond plate. This is a brand new unused one. I have not needed to use it yet. I use these exclusively for flattening stones. I have used this one, not this new one. This is the one that I've used for well over a year. And it is plenty of life left, and I have actually profiled knives on it, as well as exclusively used it for flattening stones. It has probably well over 80% coverage still as far as diamonds go. It's one of the better plated diamond stones I've had. It ranks, for me, up there with the Sharpal as far as longevity and use. This, as I have recently found out, this is the SSATC that you saw Alex on Outdoors use. I'd used them before he ever did a video on them. This is the 400 1000. These are actually made by DMD. So that's a cool little piece of information. That's an unopened one. I have an opened one up here that is mostly worn out. I don't know exactly, I haven't used it in a bit, but I've used the crap out of it. This is my Atoma. So it started life as an Atoma 400. This side is the 400. I bought the replacement blade 140 grit and I put it on the bottom. So it's a 400 140. These have never seen a knife. I don't plan on them ever seeing a knife. These are exclusively for my natural stones and my other stones. But once I started using this chef knives to go, and I've never used my Atoma again. This is a chef knives to go 80 grit diamond plate. And as you can see, the diamonds are a lot more visible. This thing will eat whatever you throw at it. 120 grit silicon carbide stones, you know, the ones you use to true other stones, man, this thing just chews them down. I've ground knives on it too. Eats them, just eats them, eats them, eats them. This is my Atoma 1200 grit. I don't, yeah, says it right there. You probably can't see it because of all the shiny stuff, but it is, it's the 1200 grit. Beautiful, beautiful diamond plate. And then this is the, shoot, I forgot the name of that. Rihu. Rihu pouring stone 1000 grit. Honestly, I've ground this thing down and I've found it's useful for some things. It's not a great stone, which is probably why you can't find them. That and the tariffs probably. But I've been able to grind it down some and get to an usable spot. Don't know why it took that long to get to it, but it does have diamond in it and it does work. I just had to put work into it. And this is, of course, my Nanawa resin bonded diamond 1000 grit. Okay, I'm going to put these up, and then we're going to start this side of the coin here. I'll be right back. I'm beginning to think that I might have a little bit of a problem, guys. Hopefully you're enjoying this so far and it's not just complete boring, utter nonsense. I know that, like I said, some of you guys have asked for this, so if this sucks, I am sorry. But this should give you an idea into what I can do for you guys if you want to see certain things. So starting with the top over here, see where my hand is, this is the top shelf. And there's still some up there. I'm going to pull them down as I talk about them. But there's the two more cheaper cuts, as you can see. It says flatten. This is the one I discovered the other day when we were doing a video. And I said there was like a trench here. It's not like super deep or anything, but there's a little dish from where I was doing tests. This is the one I keep testing. As you can see, I still have well over probably 3 millimeters left out of a 5 millimeter, and that's the one I've been using the crap out of. And this is the 400 1000 that had the crack, and it came with the guided system. So this is one of my old favorites, a King 4000 grit. It's the S45. Good stone, like $12, $13 when I bought it. I think it's about the same, or 20 bucks now on Amazon. It's a good stone, good polisher, makes a great mirror. As you know, this is my Nanawa Chosera 400. This is the Japanese market one. This is my Chosera Pro 1000 grit. This is a newer version. As you can see, because it says Chosera Pro. Same thing though. 1000 grit. You guys have seen these. Let me turn that around. These are my DMD genuine resin bonded diamond plates from 1000 up to, well, what they classify as 12,000. But as if you saw the interview with James, you realize the reasoning for the numbers. But I don't care what anybody says. People crap on these, but if you don't think about them as 1, 3, 6, and 12,000, and you think about them, this one's close to 1,000. It's not exactly, but it's in a lower medium range, right? So if you think of them like that, medium to low medium, fine or medium fine, finer, and a little finer. You know what I mean? They do a great job. So don't think about the numbers themselves. Just think about them in that order of progression. They do just fine. There is contamination, yes. It's not perfect, no. But for the price that they were, I don't even know if you can get them still, but the price that they were at the time, they were a great alternative to spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on one or two. So just, there's that. These are my Altstones. These are the Altstone Fukamis here. This is the Fukami 300, the 1000 Fukami. This is the Ren, the Altstone Ren 1000, which is the Splash and Go series. So it is not a soaker, it is harder. This is a Fukami 3000. As you guys know, Altstone is a sponsor of the channel. Excellent, excellent people. This is a Ren 3000. This is like the Oku, whatever, Suhiro. This is a Fukami 5000, a Fukami 8000, and a Ren 10,000. This is their flattening stone. I still haven't used it. I need to. It comes with 80 grit silicone carbide powder. Stuff looks coarse. And then it's a traditional stone like that. You sprinkle the powder on it and then you use it. So it's double, kind of a double action. First of all, you got the surface here to act as a abrader against the stone, but also this is, you know, this is going to flatten it some too. I've seen videos on it. It seems to work really well. I just need to try it. This is the Altstone Suisu. a resinoid stone. Like I said, I can't tell you guys who makes these. This is the 2000 grit. This is the 4000 grit. The 6000 grit. And the 8000 grit. This is a Canadian natural stone. It's a cool stone. It is, you know, super hard. It's more of a finishing stone. Definitely good for razors. This comes from the Royal Flint Abrasive Company. It is called a Rosetta Superior Fine Grade. So this is a superior fine. There is fine, there's medium, there's other ones, you know. Also up here, I've got, you know, the good old Ruby 3000 grit centered stone. I cannot remember the name of this for the life of me. It is a Chinese stone. It's a very popular one. They're about 12 bucks. You can find them all day long on eBay. Some awesome coloring there. It's a natural stone, like I said, Chinese natural. They are, for years, people have referred to these as slow stones, and people love them for razors, but they're named slow stone for a reason. I've not done anything with knives on this yet, but I plan to do some different Nagara stuff with this one, just because. But you know, if I find the name of it, I'll post it in the description. As you can see, I need to flatten this guy too. This is my Nanohone 70 micron, which is roughly around a 200 grit. It isn't bad. It just has a little bit, because I used and 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 used it. So I just need to flatten it. And quite possibly one of the most amazing things Altstone ever sent me. They sent me a lot. I shouldn't say that. Everything they've sent me is amazing, but I never ever thought I'd have one of these. This is the Suhiro Gokumayu 20,000 grit. Love this stone. 20,000 grit. And boy, does it finish. It's got this cool cleaner thing it comes with. It's a 400 grit. They call it the dual cleaner. Anyway, it's just neat. I love it. It is something very special about this stone. It has to do with the process and stuff, and it's sealed up well and whatnot. Anyway, it's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it here and come back with the next round of stones. And again, as you guys can see, I have a ton of stones. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I looked it up. That one I showed you that was the Chinese natural, I said it's called the slow stone. Hey, mechanics one. The slow stone with that pretty whatever. That's the Guangzai. That's, or at least that's where it's mined anyway. The spelling is Guaxni, I believe. Anyway, you can find them all over. I just looked on eBay real quick. Oh, well, they've gone up. Holy crap, have they gone up? That's interesting. So, but anyway, it was like 47 bucks. So find one used somewhere. So this is going to be this shelf down here. I've got a couple up here still. One of which is the Vigorcraft 3K. I cut up the 1K to make like Kasumi powder and stuff like that. I have another untouched Vigorcraft. Oh, crap. Here, good Lord. It's all wrapped up. There's a 1K and a 2K in there. These are one of the first ones I found that it was a Nanawa stone set, but it's by Vigorcraft, and they were just repackaging them and selling them under their name. You know, good old sharp pebble here, 401,000. This is a garbage stone. Believe it or not, though, it does good for some small, stupid stuff. So I just use it for just junk stuff. This was one of the times, this was years ago, I thought I was buying a sharp pebble when it first came out. And so that was what, 2016 or something. And I wasn't new to sharpening, but I was newer. And I was like, man, I don't want to pay that for the sharp pebble because I don't know much about it. I mean, they'd done their advertising and stuff. So I'm like, oh, I found it. So I just went ahead and bought it blindly because it's blue and white. 6,000, 1,000. Well, no. I mean, this is the sharp pebble, but it, you know, because you can get these, like the video Outdoors 55 Alex did. Basically, any of them that look like this is going to be exactly that stone for the most part. Maybe a little bit more refined from sharp pebble, but anyway, it's still worked the same, you know, not that well. But I've used this thing to dull more knives than, you know, like rubbing them on them, stuff like that. But it'll actually sharpen, and the 6,000 side doesn't do a terrible job. Do I recommend getting it? No, but whenever I bought it, it was like $9. So why get rid of it, right? This is the Sharpal soak-free stone, as they call it. This is the one where the yellow, which is the 1000 grit, has had so many problems. If it gets wet and I run anything on this, it pastes off. So literally it forms a paste and it comes off. It'll sharpen, but not very well. I actually emailed them the other day, asked them what the status was, because they're supposed to be reformulating these. And they said they still haven't got it where they want it. But it, man, it smells like chemicals. But anyway, if you ask me, it's because they've been focusing on like their fixed angle system, and that's fine, whatever. But they do plan on getting me a new set whenever they are done with the reformulation. But it's a 6,000, 1,000, and the 6,000 stone is amazing. It's a heck of a polisher. So this is just not good, the 1,000. Now, the thing is, I know people that have bought this kit because I was excited when it first came out and how affordable it was. And their 1,000 grit stone was great, but they had problems with their 6,000. So and then some that had no problems at all. So it's a trade-off. So there's that. This is my Sharpal 325 1000. We all know this. We all love this. I said 12,000. 325 1200. Yeah. Good diamond plate. Love it, love it. Love it, love it. Let me get this out of the way. Set this back where it goes. Now, this is getting into the fun. This is the 120 grit C45 King that is stupid hard. Remember I was talking about that? Eats metal like crazy. 120 grit, $17, shipped from Japan. I got this on eBay. It was dirty. This is a king stone, supposedly. I don't know that it is, but it's what it was billed as, and it was billed as a 1200. If you ask me, I don't believe this is a 1200. This is more like an 800 or 1,000, maybe a 600. I don't know. It performs in about that wheelhouse. So I paid $7 for it, free shipping. This guy is one of my favorites, the Mega Chunk King L400 grit. It's the same formula as the 300 grit King Deluxe, just way more massive. So here it is in my hands. I bet it weighs 5 pounds. You know, this thing is insanity. Great stone. You don't want to use it for stainless steels. It'll clog it up. It will work and it will cut stainless steel, but it can clog up because it's meant for carbon steel. That's according to Matsunaga, the manufacturers. Now we're going to get into some of the fun stuff, okay? This is a Morahe, but it's not one of their synthetics. This is a Morahe sold, stamped, mined, I don't know. It's a Morahe Amakusa. This is a 15 is the type that it is. 15 denotes the number of stones that can be carried at once, or that was the unit of measurement whenever they were quarrying them. As you can see, it's a pretty good sized stone too. Beautiful, beautiful Amakusa. If you look at the patterns, this thing is a favorite. I had another one that I gave away, but it was a 30, so a 30 was smaller. You can carry 30 of them. So I'm going to set this back to the side over here, get it out of the way, and then we're going to get this guy over here. Boom. Get them back in their order. Got to have things in order, and here comes the fun. Okay, so this is a Nakayama. It's considered a Nagara. I can use it as a hand stone. I've used it as a slurry stone. It's just a small Nakayama. Great stone. Didn't pay very much for it. This is an Uchigomori, one of my grails. The Uchigomori is an amazing polishing stone. It will frost a Kasumi and look so beautiful and bring out contrast. Great stone. This one I got from the Cajun Blade. Let me look. Man, I thought I wrote on it, but oh, I did. Yeah, this is also a Nakayama. I don't know the specifics of the cut and stuff, but it looks very similar to this one as far as color and stuff goes. But yeah, it's a Nakayama. I forgot I wrote that on there. Good deal. So I didn't have to look it up. This one is a Suita, S-U-I-T-A. Also got this from Eric the Cajun Blade. He's got amazing stuff, guys, if you ever want to get some stones, some natural stones. It's great for razor honing. I've used it for knives. Does great for both. Same with this one. Now this, as we all know, is one of my absolute favorites. It is a Shiro Suita. Shiro meaning the white. Suita is the type of sediment, I guess, so to speak. This is, though, an Ohira white Shiro Suita. So this one's a 3.5 on the hardness. Great for razors, good on knives, does good for a little bit of a Kasumi, but it kind of polishes and shines it a little bit. Now this one is my Mega Grail Shiro Suita. Now this is a vintage Shohanyama Hirayama Shiro Suita from the 1980s. Now, as we can see here, it's just a beautiful rock. I've used it. You guys have seen me use it. I use it behind the scenes a lot. I do a lot of knife work with this, especially working on my, bevel finishes and stuff. Beautiful job. This little guy, now there's a story behind him, but there's two ways that they spell him. It's Iwatani and Iwadani. The Aiwadani was an old spelling, and Aiwani, I believe, is how you spell it for the recent spelling. Don't quote me on that. I had to look it up again because it's been a minute. But I got this on Etsy for like 90 bucks. And that was free shipping, so I couldn't pass it up. It's good for razors too. It's good for knives. This is just, I don't know. The hardness, I believe, was a 3.5 to a 4 also. Maybe a 4, actually. Great natural stone. I would put it in about a mid-level. It's kind of the same as this guy here, which is also an Iwatani, but this one is a little different because it's called, I think this is the one with the D, so Aiwadani. Yeah, so I was just double checking my notes here. Beautiful coloring, right? As you can see there, I've got it sealed up. Huge stone. This one is also a vintage, and I believe it was around late 80s to 90s. It does a good medium polish and does good edge work as well. You know, also polishes, refines the edge. Be equivalent, again, we don't rate these as we know by grit, but this is a good equivalent to roughly anywhere around 4,000 to 5,000 grit in a progression stance, right? This guy here was very confusing for me. When I bought it, it had a coating on top, so I thought I got screwed. It turns out I did not, but at first it had this, well, it was about this color, but it was only on the surface. As you can see, the back here, you can't use it. You'd have to grind it down. I went ahead and sealed it. This was not sealed, but there was a very thin, like, lacquer, and it had the what was supposed to be the marks from the mine. Turns out that I actually got a deal. This is a Shohanyama Tomei Asaji Kyoto, which I believe the Kyoto is where it's from. So I got this because I argued with the eBay seller, because I was taking a chance here. And I got it for $70 shipped from Japan. So the listing was wrong, and I forgot what they had it listed as. They had it listed as I think as an uchi, or at least maybe a sweet, I don't remember. But I ended up with a better stone than what I thought I was getting. So good stone. This, I would say, you're probably looking at roughly about that medium range too. Maybe on the high side of medium as far as how it finishes. Using different nagaras, of course, can change that. This one is my Tsushima. Tsushima is what they call ocean blue sometimes. That's just like a nickname for it. This stone is just one of my favorites. It kind of has a rougher finish. It is not, a lot of times you'll see it referenced as a 10,000, 12,000 grit stone. And again, we don't do that with naturals, but that's not true. It doesn't finish like that. This is a very easily slurried stone. This, if I had to rate it in a grit rating, would be between 3,000 and 5,000. And it just depends how you use it. Very thick. I got this from Bernal Cutlery. Great stone. And that's kind of on the low side of medium. And this also came from Bernal Cutlery. This is my soft AOTO. This has been a really good stone. As you guys saw this do a Kasumi. It's a really easily slurried stone. It self-slurries. It also raises a slurry with a diamond or a nagara real easy. This stone is on the high side of low and the low side of medium. Think basically roughly around 2,000 grit. It's not 2,000 grit, again, because you don't grade it that way, but it would be, yeah, between 2,000 and 3 at the high side. Now, I got this as a B stock for $75, and you can see it has this like break here. You just glue those back on, and they grind down as you use them. No, it doesn't hurt anything, but you don't pay full price for them. All right, so there's that. And, oh shoot, I got a whole bunch more. All right, we'll be back. I told you I got a lot of stones. Goodness, guys. This is making me realize a few things. All right, so there's a shelf up here directly above this thing that I built to hold a lot of my original stones before I went buck wild. And it held up practically every one of them, but not anymore. So on that shelf, I'll start with the two I left up there that I'll put right back up. First, this is the King Deluxe 300. As you can see here, it's a smaller version of the 400. Great stone, good for reprofiling. Again, it's not the greatest for stainless steel because it gets clogged. It does work, but it's not recommended. But you can use it. No one says you can't. Oh, goodness. Put you on back up there, son. And then these two guys. These are King Ice Bear, okay? As you can see there, Ice Bear. And as you can see through, there's the, basically the importer. So these are just King stones. They're called the King Ice Bear because of an import thing. Don't remember the exacts. I'll have to look it up again. I knew at one point, but it had to do with just an importer and branding wanting to sell them. So if you open it up, this one I've used to the point on the top where you can't see or make it out, but it is identical to the Gold Series 6000 grit, and that's the 6000. The 8000 will show you, and there's the G3. So that's just a Gold 3. These are smaller, but thick. So these are about the size, interesting. You hold it up next to the 300 Deluxe, you can see the size difference. It's about a 7-inch stone, still about, you know, whatever the thickness is there of a standard stone, about like a Kuramaku-ish. And the width is about 3 inches still, but it's just a smaller stone. I got this from woodcraft.com. They had an amazing Black Friday sale last year. I got these for like $13, $18, something like that, but they're normally like $70. I think they're gonna go on sale again. Pick them up. They're great polishing stones. If you like the king stones. So anyway, those are the Ice Bears. It's just a king stone, so it's not like you have to have it, but if you can get it cheap, totally recommend it. This is an Amakusa. As you can see, it's pretty too, but it's not as pretty as the Morihei one was. This is just a small guy. This came with my Japanese food craftsman order, where I got the knives, the Nakamura Homono curved back bunka, and a couple other things. So great little stone. It works really, really well. I believe it lives up to every bit of almost 800 grit if I had to equate it to something. But that's about where Amakusas are, between 500-ish, 600-ish, all the way up to 1500 depending on what you get. You guys know these cases. These are my Shapton Kuramakus, the 1K. I don't remember doing that. I always put them logo up. You know, got the 1K, 320, the 120, and I don't care what anybody says. This 120 has done amazing work for me. I have used the crap out of it. I mean, you can see it's got some thinness to it. It's not like it's gone or something, but super thin compared to what it started out as. And then here we are. As you know, I had that M15 series on the stand, 5000, but here's a 5000. I've used it a lot. I've got the 8K and then another 12K, my original 12K that there was no need to buy a second one for. But hey, who cares, right? I have a spare. Come on now. Now these were the first stones a long time ago that I bought. So these are old. That I would have considered high class, highfalutin stones, okay? These are my Shapton glass collection. So another 220, I showed you the other 220, and you'll see this one's been used pretty significantly. It's about half gone-ish. So I got the 220. I got the 500 here. Not the thick, just the 500. The 1000. 3000. Oh, I wonder what I got on here. Smooth with Nagara. Why did I say that? Well, it's been a minute since I've used that one, I guess. And the 8000. Now you can see too, the newer ones have the different look back here. They'll have like WA and then some other stuff. These, like I said, these are old. Don't know if that's any difference in the formula, but you know. But that's shafted glass. Here is a Rockstar 500. Great stone, same as the glass 500, just no glass. And the reason I don't have a glass 2000 is because I have a Rockstar 2000. Great stone also. I said there was no point. It's kind of interesting, you know, whenever you look back here and you see that all of them use WA white alumina except for the 16,000. I think it's the same case for the glass because this is the same stuff as the glass. It's calcined alumina. So there is a difference between the 16K and all the others. Okay. We have another SSATC, the 400 1000. It's also the, like I said, the DMD makes those. One of the worst diamond stones I ever bought in my entire life. The DMT DiaSharp 600 grit. I'll never buy another DiaSharp product in my life. First and foremost, there's so much contamination as far as grit contamination goes on here that when I tried to flatten a stone with it to just use it, or I'm sorry, slurry a stone with it and use it as a slurry stone, it gouged the stone that I was rubbing it on to bring up a slurry. It cut like railroad tracks in it. I was so pissed, so pissed. So I just use it for knife stuff. It won't touch a stone of mine at all unless I can knock those diamonds way down. And I've been trying, but there's like serious large diamond contamination on there. So anyway, I don't like DMT and I will never buy another DMT product, period. I don't care. Do not care. This is just my King Deluxe 800 and 1200. This is a Chinese natural stone. Couldn't tell you much about it other than it's pretty. When you get it wet, man, it looks really good. I'll see if I got water here. So here it is. Just a little bit. It just gets pretty. Goes from that pasty white looking color. The finish, I don't know. It's a hard stone. It finishes roughly about like a 6K stone-ish. This is the Chinese blue stone. You guys have seen me, well, those that have been with the channel have seen me use this stone, and you know I love it. Roughly an 8K finish-ish. Again, it's a natural stone, so I don't like to give it that, but if I had to guess and give it something equivalent, I would say roughly an 8K finish. Same thing, gets pretty when it gets wet. See the difference there? Okay, and this was on sale. Couldn't pass this up. What do you know? Another King Deluxe 6000. Now this is the same thing as the Ice Bear. So this, I said G and I was wrong. The G3 is the Gold Series 8000. This would be an S Series 6000 is what the Ice Bear is. I love that smell. Good stone. I love it. Got this from Amazon Japan. It was on sale for $21 shipped. And this is like one of those jade stones, moss agate or something like that. I meant to do some testing with it. This is the only stone that I can genuinely say I forgot I had. Rick was talking about this in his video, and I was going to do something with this. I remember even talking about it now, but I've never done anything with it. I have a smaller one. I mentioned that whenever I first got this one, because I thought I was buying a 10,000 grit stone, you know, long time ago. And it turns out I got this little tiny little thing here. But it's, you know, same family. Definitely not 10K. Makes the whitest slurry. It's crazy. But anyway, I I do plan on doing a video on that, so I'm glad I did this and pulled these out. So, you would think, that's it. Nope, I got just a few more, guys. But I might go ahead and leave them put. Well, I'll get them anyway. I'll be right back. Okay. What a fitting way to end it. Now, I am going to tell you I do have more stones than this. I have smaller stones, and they're like in different places. I've got my little Beneves here as an example, right? I've got 1x6 stones. I've got Nagaras, things like that. But I figured this is as good a place as there's some there, so good a place as any to go ahead and stop. This gives you an idea when I say that I have a lot of stones, as well as a lot of experience, that I'm not joking. Now, interestingly enough, I knew I had this guy. So that one I showed you up there, the 4000, this is it. I bought two at the same time. Again, these were, like I said, they weren't more than $18. I can't remember the exact number, but roughly around that price. I do not recall this at all. This is an S45 6000. It's the same size as that. All that. I don't remember getting this. It smells good. I love that smell that King has. It's on a base, obviously. Apparently, I like the King 6000 gritstone. I can't for the life of me recall when I purchased that, or why. I've already got so many King stones, especially the 6. Whatever. This, for some reason, is upside down. Is one of my first, not this one, but one of my first real Japanese stones was a King combo stone. It wasn't the KDS, which I'm getting ready to show you last, which is one of my absolute favorites, but it was this one. This is the King KW65 1000 6000 combo. I have used this stone actually up until earlier this year, from like a decade ago, maybe more. I'd have to find the exact purchase date, but the King KW65 comes with a base, but it's removable, you see. So you have a stand, or you can put it in a holder. It's your 6000 grit, 1000 grit, or you can put it there. Obviously, it's the same thing as the deluxe soaking stones on this side. And this side is just like all the other 6000 grits, whatever. It's 100% identical. Now, a lot of people bought this one thinking that they were getting the KDS. This is the KDS. This is one of several that I had. Now, that stands, if I'm not mistaken, that does mean King Deluxe Stone. This is the combo stone also. As you can see, it's bigger than this one, because this is the deluxe stone size. So all of the King Deluxe stones, same size. So it's just a little bigger. Boop, whatever. You get way more 1000 grit meat there. But yeah. So whenever you hear the KDS, it's this bad boy. The King Deluxe stone, King Deluxe size. I bought one of these a long time ago as well for like, I want to say $55. I don't know what they go for anymore. But the KW65 is the exact same thing, as just smaller. That is it. No, there's no difference other than the size. So it's cheaper too. Anyway, there you guys have it. There's essentially my entire stone collection. I do use all these at some point. I do have more than what you see here. Not by a massive margin, but a good little bit. Like I said, the 1x6s and stuff like that. So tell me what you guys think. Did you see some stones in there that you like? Did you see some things that you want to see, right? Do you want to see me do this or that? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Making sure I'm recording, because that would suck. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you'd like to see, you know, because I like to battle the stones together like Greg used to do. But yeah, tell me what you want to see. I got other things coming, of course. I'm going to do this grinder video and whatnot, but I'm more than willing to do whatever you guys want. So I appreciate y'all sticking around and checking this out. Like I said, this was kind of a lazy video because I'm working on some other things here. But the next one's going to be that grinder, and then we're going to continue some centered and vitrified diamond stone stuff. Appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys are the reason I do it. You make it possible. And I love you all for sticking around. And to all the newcomers, welcome. Glad to have you here. Part of the community. It's a great bunch of people. So I will see you guys in just a couple of days. Until then, I hope you have an amazing weekend. And I'm sure I'll see you beforehand, but just in case, happy Thanksgiving. Peace.